So today's video is going to be a little bit different in that I'm going to take you through a process over a few days of Kayla making bread. And making bread is one of the oldest things in humanity, but not the way we do it here. Kayla is making, is it over 80?
Around 80, yeah, this week.
Loaves of bread for the farmer's market that she sells that on Saturday morning. So this whole kitchen is transformed into a bakery for a few days. We have an extra fridge, we have a 40-quart mixer, another set of double ovens in addition to our range oven. And I just want to show you the first part of it. Well, last night, or wait, today?
Just today, this morning.
Okay, this morning she fed her starter. You want to just take over from here?
So this morning I fed my starter, it was up here, and then I'm gonna feed it again tonight.
Up where? Sorry.
It was like up to here. I've been dumping it.
Yeah, I can see it, okay.
Okay. And then tonight I'm feeding them again, but I split them into the different batches that will go in the mixer, because then in the morning I can just, like, this is a batch. So I'll dump in my starter, add my water, I'll measure the water in the morning, and then this is the flour and the salt that I'll need.
Cool.
So you can see there's salt and flour.
Yeah, like the pink salt.
Yeah. And then dump all that in the mixer, mix it up, and that's 22 loaves of bread. Then I can move it to a bucket and then do my next batch. It's just easier if I measure it all tonight.
You're kind of splitting it up. This is a batch. You said you're measuring out the next batch?
Yeah, so this is 22 loaves, this is 22 loaves, and then I'm gonna be doing the honey molasses flavor and then some bagels.
She's kind of operating on a schedule she makes. And she kind of does this every week and kind of keeps record on her computer, but it's got a schedule. Wednesday morning, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and then Friday is ovens on and bake day. Saturday morning is selling at the market from 9 to 1.
9 to 1, yep.
So she's just weighing the ingredients. It's simple ingredients, and really, really good bread, but it just it's a long process, as you probably might know.
When you do this many.
When you do this many, especially. Cool. I did have people ask about jalapeno cheddar. They want one, I think, lady, I should look that up, who asked, but asked if she could see how you put that in.
Oh, yeah, it's easy.
So we're gonna try to we're just gonna make like one loaf of that.
Let's make it for us.
Yeah.
I don't think I've made it since last, like, August or September, so it'll kind of be a treat for us.
Angela Anderson says, I'd like to see cheddar jalapeno bread being made. So Angela, today is your day. And I'm not trying to make these videos to please the comment section. I'm just trying to make videos I think are interesting. And
I think you want just jalapeno bread.
And I want jalapeno cheddar bread. So this rises to somewhere.
About double.
About double. And sometimes bubbles over. but
that's a big enough bucket where it doesn't do that, but sometimes.
So stay tuned and we'll take you along all the way till Saturday. So it is day 2. And Kayla is measuring out the warm water, and you can see the starter rose up. Last night it was around here somewhere, doubled. This is a batch, this is a batch, this is a different recipe batch, this is a batch of bagels, and then this is the starter she has to feed today for sandwich bread, which was a different recipe. So she's about ready to she's measuring out the water, and then I'll show you, this is our mixer. It's a 40-quart, it's an Estella mixer. It was like, we looked on like the local auctions and Facebook and stuff like that for Craigslist for mixers, for a big mixer, and they get pretty expensive. And this was it wasn't like the cheapest one, like you can get ones on Amazon, but this one was a middle of the road kind of cost one, and this is spiral dough mixer. So this bucket is actually fixed, and you just dump everything in there and take the dough out. So that's like a maybe a pro for what, depending on what you're doing, or a con. The only downside is you just have to clean it in the bucket or
It would be hard if it was like a really wet dough.
Yeah.
But bread dough, you can kind of pick it up and move it, so it's not so bad to get out of there.
And that would probably get heavy anyway. So I think at a certain point, it's like you're not gonna lift the thing anyway. So.
All right, so we're gonna add our bucket of starter. Like I said, I measured it all last night, so now I just have to dump it in. Makes it easier.
Okay.
And then we'll add our water. So I'm just mixing the starter and water together with this dough hook thing, dough whisk, and it's just like breaking up all the clumps until it looks like milk. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it sure does. Is that like what you look for till it looks like milk specifically?
Yeah. All right, then we're gonna add all our flour and salt. So this one has the salt in it. So this will be 22 loaves of bread.
Okay.
So it's like 3/4 full.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now you're just getting it out of there, right?
Yep. It's the hardest part. It's just heavy.
But you're taking it out in chunks here.
Yeah.
A few things out. So that's that. It's pretty cool. We're not going to show every part of every recipe that she's making, but essentially these sit in here, and then she does what's called like a stretch and fold in these bins, which is pretty cool to watch at scale. You literally just pick it up and it stretches, and then you fold it over. Stretch and fold.
Yep. All right, Johnny's gone for the rest of the day, but my dough that I mixed up this morning, you can see it all on the table there, is ready to be shaped. So I'm gonna show you what I do. This first one I'm doing is the honey molasses. And then I have my food scale here with a bowl. And then I just I cut with my bench scraper, cut the dough and weigh it. I do 950 grams per loaf, and then I'll shape them and stack them up here. So this is the 950. I'm just gonna stretch it out into a rough oval shape, rectangle shape. It does not have to be perfect at all, like that. And then I fold it into thirds, like that. Then I roll it up, and then I kind of like pinch the ends, and then tuck those ends under. And then I'm gonna do, I don't know what this motion's called, but you kind of just like pull it away or push it away from you, turn it like a quarter, and then roll it. You're not rolling it, you're like pushing it so it pulls the dough around, it like tightens it. So I'm gonna push and turn and then pull it back. So that's like going faster. I don't know, like 3 or 4 times till it's like a tight little ball. And then that's it. And then I'm gonna put it over here to rest. So I shape them once, then I let them sit on the counter 20, 30 minutes, 15 maybe if I'm rushing. to rest, and then you shape them again. The second time's a lot easier. They're not as sticky. And then I put them into baskets. I have these ones. And then I just cover them with like a plastic shower cap thingy, and then throw them in my big fridge for the night. Oh, they're so heavy. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Usually it just comes away pretty clean. Might have to help it a little bit. Too bad. Scooch it away from the edge a little bit. All right, ta-da! I got 22 shaped for the first time. So I'm gonna repeat the process over here behind me with baskets and the like rags. All right, so I've got the rest of those loaves shaped for the first time. And then this batch is gonna be flavored ones. So I'm gonna show you what I do for that. This week I'm gonna do a everything bagel seasoning one. It's really good. It's like rolled into the dough, and then I also, before I bake it, I like put it on top of it. It's cool looking, and it also tastes really good. And I'm also just using water. If you see my bowl here, it just helps not stick to my hands as much, so it's just water. You flip it over. We're gonna spread it out again like we did the first time. And you'll notice it doesn't spread as far, but that's totally fine. And then I'm just gonna cover it with this everything seasoning. I'm pretty generous with it. And then it kind of makes a mess, but whatever, we'll just clean up. And then I fold it over into my third, do a little bit more. Fold my other third, do a little bit more. And then roll it up. Same as what we did before, pinch the ends. Then we're gonna do that push and pull thing. And it's not nearly as sticky this time. It's been sitting out on the counter for a while, so it kind of dries a little bit. And then I'm gonna use my bench scraper to scoop it up, and then I'm gonna flip it. I got a bunch of these ready. Flip it over into one of these, whoopsies, into one of these floured baskets here. And then it will go in the fridge like this after I cover it with the shower cap. Johnny said that a couple people asked about jalapeno cheddar bread, so I'll show you how to do it. It's very simple. You have your bowl here. We're gonna spread it out just like we do for the other ones. And then usually I use fresh jalapenos, but I don't have any. I have these jar ones, so I'm gonna use these for today. But if you had fresh ones, you would just slice them like these are, just thin, thick, however big you want, slices. And then I usually use block of cheese, but I don't have that either right now. So we're just gonna use shredded cheese. But usually I do a block of cheese and just do little chunks, maybe about that big, maybe bigger, whatever you want. And then you just sprinkle that in. So I'll show you what it looks like. I'm just gonna do one, and I'll save it for myself and Johnny to eat. So I'm not mad about that. Ooh, they smell good. And I'm gonna load it up because I love it. So do it however much or not you want. We'll do that. And then cheese, I'm gonna use my other hand that didn't get pepper juice on it. Like I said, usually this would be like chunks of cheese, but this will work. It'll be fine. Do a couple here. Some more cheese. Fold it over. Do a little bit more. With the bread that's full of stuff, you just have to be a little more, oh shoot, gentle with it. Gentle with it, because it'll, I'll show you just a second. When you roll it like this, and then you're doing the push and pull, I can't remember what that's called, push and pull thing. You just gotta be careful because it's full of stuff. If you do it too much, it'll rip open, which happens to me a lot with like the cinnamon sugar bread, or cinnamon swirl, whatever. So you can kind of see it's starting to, you can see the shapes of it, so I'm gonna stop there and then put it in my Banneton. You just put it in here, and then it goes in the fridge, just like that. There's 52 loaves in there, and I've got room. I could probably fit like 6 or 7 more, so maybe 60 at the most I could fit in there. So there's 52 now. So those are gonna sit in the fridge overnight, right, buddy?
Yeah.
All this bread is done, and you got a couple more hours to go probably, but these are all traditional
That's hot. This is cinnamon swirl.
cinnamon swirl, a different recipe bread.
Cinnamon swirl.
I wish we could cut into it and show you, but that's really good. People love that.
That's honey molasses.
Honey molasses. I did just wash my hands. So see, that's a little darker. And then the other thing I want to show you is, so Kayla has, do you have any pans?
I do.
There's 2 different shapes basically. These are the ones that come from the Dutch oven. And then we do these shape because it's just a little, a bread pan, but we just make our own Dutch ovens with them. Kind of like that, and then we have little clips that that clip the top on, and then we can fit 4 in that oven. So if we do this, thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
If we do this, for one, it's a more of a traditional loaf style that's easier to cut versus this, but people still like that shape. And then for 2. You can fit 4 in there, and then those 2 ovens over there, you can fit 2 in each of this style. So we can do 8 at a time, 8 loaves at a time in the 3 ovens. So coming around here, we have cinnamon roll focaccia bread. So there's cinnamon sugar mixed in with that, and then she puts like an icing on it. And the bagels, where are the bagels?
Right here.
So she did make some cheese bagels for us, but we're still trying to figure out selling cheese at the market. But these are so good. Similar to like a Panera, but I think way better. I already ate mine.
I bagged them up.
And then we have the plain bagels. Oops. And everything bagels over here. I think there's just 2 in here, 2 flavors. These are so good. And then the way she's been shaping them, they're a little thicker, you can see. They end up a little thicker, so you can even cut them into thirds, so it's really nice. All this stuff fits in the back of the Suburban, and we take it to the market. Kayla sets up even by herself, including the tent and the tables and the...
It's pretty easy.
Pretty easy. She's got a system down though, so we'll visit tomorrow and show you around the market. Kayla's dad and mom also sell at the market, so We'll check out some of the woodworking stuff her dad does, and then some of the sweet treats that Kayla's mom Becky does. And you saw Kayla's mom Becky in my previous video. We toured their place. So So it's Saturday morning now, and Kayla just went to the market to sell some bread. I just went out in the garden. I came back in to fill up my coffee, and I saw this on the counter. Jalapeno cheddar bread. This is what it looks like. She did say she used canned jalapenos, which she normally doesn't, and she used shredded cheese, which she normally doesn't. But this looks pretty good. I'm gonna cut it open for you. We'll also go to the market too. This is like a bread knife that it's like I think he buys the blade, but Kayla's dad sells woodworking stuff at the market. His Tree Woodworks is his company, so he kind of made this little knife. I think he buys the blades, like I said, and then he kind of cuts a little knife. These knives are actually really nice because they're kind of like a, bread knife. The only thing they're not nice for is cutting this kind of loaf the first time, because it's got the, you can start from the edge, but what I want to do is show you start from the middle. So this knife isn't as good as that one. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Or sometimes we cut it in half again, but that's the bread. It is really good. I wish I could show you. The shredded cheese is kind of odd. Normally there's chunks of cheese in here, instead of the shredded stuff, but you get the idea. We'll make some later too and show you. I'll toast this up. Here they are toasted. They're hot, but they're pretty good. I like to put cream cheese on them. If that's something you think you like, I'll show you. We're going to the farmer's market, but there might be someone local to you that can even make it for you or try it, or maybe it exists if you get out a little bit and find a place. But like Kayla, one guy went to the market and asked for some sort of olive bread. I'll have to ask her, but he's like, can you make me this can you put olives in my bread? And she's like, sure, why not? So she went and bought the olives and put it in the bread, and he came and got it, and he loved it. And it looked disgusting to me, but he loved it. So maybe there's something like that you can find local. Anyway, I'm about to pound this into my face, and we'll go to the market. so that's that. If you're interested in seeing more about this, I guess let us know. If you want any further instructions, maybe we'll follow through on that. Like the how-to process. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.